Huntsville's identity is so closely tied to the space program now, it's impossible to separate them. But what if the team of German scientists led by Wernher von Braun had not relocated here, had not developed the Saturn V rocket, the Apollo program, won the space race? If you think this would be nothing more than a sleepy farming town, those who know Huntsville's history say you'd be selling the city short.
I can imagine a Huntsville that's still, in a lot of ways, smaller, certainly, but in a lot of ways, not unlike it is today.
David Hitt is president of the Huntsville-Madison County Historical Society. We met at one of the oldest buildings in Huntsville, Harrison Brothers Hardware, established at the turn of the last century.
So this building goes back to 1897.
About the same time Huntsville was turning from farming to manufacturing. Hitt says technology and reinvention has always been part of the city's DNA.
Huntsville had one of the first municipal water systems. In 1892, one of the first cities with residential indoor electric lighting.
By the dawn of the 20th century, Huntsville was a nationwide leader for textile mills. It's been a commercial hub ever since, and Hitt says it would still be a thriving, growing business and technology center even without NASA.
I think you end up with a Huntsville that is still a smart place, still a technological leader, still on the cutting edge of a lot of things, because that was the Huntsville that you had already seen for 150 years.
It was the first incorporated city in the state. It was the first capital of Alabama.
Dr. Raymond Watson is a historian, engineer, and inventor. He literally wrote the book on Huntsville's technological evolution. At age 93, he still goes to work every day at his engineering consulting firm in Research Park. From his perspective, Huntsville's place on the map was ordained by ordnance.
It was built into the largest weapons manufacturer in the world during World War II, Huntsville was. They picked Huntsville because it was a good transportation center. It already had 2 railroads going here, and it had the Tennessee River.
By the 50s, Huntsville was well on its way to claiming a top-tier technology ranking.
Again, there's kind of this perception that Huntsville was this sleepy little southern town that was just sitting here minding our own, watercress business when the German rocket team suddenly showed up and brought us kicking and screaming into the future. The reality is the rocket team came here because we were uniquely poised to receive them.
The Army relocated von Braun and his team from Fort Bliss, Texas, to research, develop, assemble, and test flying weapons.
They had already started a missile development here in Redstone Arsenal, so they just sent him here and made him a part of it, and that's how he came to Huntsville.
With the brain trust developing guided missiles and rockets already in place, when President Kennedy challenged Russia in a race to the moon, Huntsville was the obvious choice.
Space age, the rocket city, doesn't so much change Huntsville as it was just the next evolution of what was already going on.
Now, you heard Hitt there in the piece mention Huntsville's watercress industry. Fun fact, in the late 50s and early 60s, Huntsville was known as the watercress capital of the world. We grew tons of the peppery little leafy vegetable here, shipped all around the world. It was our claim to fame until, well, let's just say Rocket City sounds a lot better than Watercress City.